Grabbing the boards like, I'ma go coast to coast. I'm on beats like do-si-do. They don't wanna go toe to toe. Step into my court, you get put in the poster. We ain't talk to nobody if you ain't with the smoke. Run up on me, watch your ankles get broke.
Yo, what up, it's your boy JDMC and we're back with another video. What I want to talk about today is the Brooklyn Nets and how good I think they could be, and just break down the team a little bit, talk about some of their players, talk about their new coach, talk about their system in general, maybe a little bit about their competition, and yeah, just break down the Brooklyn Nets in general. And my question is, how good could the Brooklyn Nets be this season? Before we get into that, make sure to hit the like button and also hit the subscribe button. I'm on the road to 1K, so please subscribe. I noticed a lot of my viewers are American, I think over 50%, so if you're American, hit that subscribe button for your boy, road to 1K. If you love the NBA, I make NBA content, I make all sorts of it, so go check my channel out if you want to see some more of my videos. But yeah, let's get straight into it. The first thing I want to talk about is Steve Nash, their new coach. Obviously we're going to have to wait and see how the season plays out to sort of talk about his coaching more, because we haven't really seen anything yet, but I do think that it looks like they're buying into his system. Judging by a couple of the sort of preseason games, it looks like they're going to play fast, intense, sort of rapid offense. With Kyrie and KD, you know, we've seen those fast breaks, Kyrie sort of outlet passes. I do think that they're going to be a very quick, high-skilled team. I think Steve Nash is obviously a great basketball mind, so it's going to be really good to see how KD and Kyrie sort of follow his lead and how he sort of feeds off KD and Kyrie as well for his coaching. But yeah, we're going to have to wait and see about that. But I do think that the coaching could be sort of like a, how do I word it, like a wild card in a way, where like Steve Nash could maybe be like a big part of like how good this team could be. So yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that, but I do think that Steve Nash is fit for this job, in terms of it looks like they're buying into him. The team morale is going to be a huge thing. Obviously we know Kyrie is Kyrie, and he's had all those problems with the media. It's okay, I just want to have a little slight rant about this. Just give me a second. I find it so funny how Kyrie makes these comments about the media, talking about how he doesn't want the media twisting his words, and they literally go and sort of twist his words. I know he sort of said some stuff out of pocket and he got fined for his comments on the media and calling them pawns, and I don't agree with that. I don't think you should look down on anyone or label anyone as that, but at the same time I'm like, the media is just so intense, man. Like, just let Kyrie breathe, bro. Obviously, he's different. He's a bit of a spiritual miracle. So, like, just let mans breathe. Like, I know he has to talk to the media and all of that, but, like, I know Kyrie makes it seem like this, but it's just really not that deep. Like, people don't have much to do with their lives just to sort of worry about Kyrie and talk down about Kyrie all the time. Like, the talent's there, and at the end of the day, he gets paid to play basketball and do what he loves, and he does that. Like, I know he's injured last year, but he does that. So, like, I know it's a part of your job to talk to the media, and I do get that. Like, though his media comments in terms of I don't want to talk to them and they're pawns and all of that, that's a bit out of place. But I just think all the other stuff he says is just like, just who cares? Like, I don't agree with his as a LeBron fan, I don't agree with his comment about not playing with a clutch player before. That was a bit stupid. But just stop reading into Kyrie too much. Like, just leave it alone. Who cares? Who really cares? I know it's entertaining, but who cares? Okay, but anyway, sorry, that's over. Now breaking down some of their players. The first two I want to talk about is Jarrett Allen and Deandre Jordan. I think they could be the new / better Twin Towers, like what the Lakers had last year with JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard. I think Deandre Jordan and Jarrett Allen are both 7-footers, well, pretty much 7-footers. Those two are going to dominate the rims, and I do think with the team and how it's constructed around them, with a lot of sort of guards, a lot of sort of high skill shooters, those two are just going to thrive down there. I think they're going to be the anchor and the main aspect of the defense, and I think the defense is going to start and sort of finish with that. They can do sort of what the Lakers did last season, by the perimeter defenders can funnel the perimeter players into those two Twin Towers, and they can both easily play 24 minutes a game. So I think most of Brooklyn Nets games, when those two are healthy, which is hopefully most of the time, they're just going to play the whole 48 minutes. You're going to have a 7-footer who's going to block, jump, run on that court the whole time. So I think that's going to be huge for the Brooklyn Nets. The next person I want to talk about is, this is more hypothetical in terms of how it plays out, but assuming that their starting lineup is, say, Kyrie, Karis LeVert, Joe Harris, KD, I think they're going to play KD at power forward. We've seen that in preseason, and just the way their roster's constructed, I think he'll be their power forward now. And then Deandre Jordan or Jarrett Allen, whoever starts. I think it'll be Deandre. But does that mean Spencer Dinwiddie's going to come off the bench? And if so, could he maybe be a six man of the year candidate? Because I know they're going to have to share a lot with the talent they've got now. But if he can come off that bench and run that second unit when, say, Kyrie and KD are both sitting, he could have a lot of opportunity to get his shots up, and I just think that the player he is and the skill he has and sort of his explosive excitement and energy, he could maybe be a 6th man of the year if he sort of maybe drops over 16 points per se. But yeah, that's just a little sort of hypothetical prediction that they could maybe have the 6th man of the year on their team, which will be huge. The next person I want to dive into just a little bit is Joe Harris. You could talk about if he's overpaid or not, but the shot's there, and that's going to be huge for them. Obviously, KD went to the Warriors after he left OKC because he wanted to play with shooters. He wanted more shooters around him, and that's what they've sort of got with the Nets as well. Obviously, it's not the Warriors. You don't have KD. I mean, you don't have Clay and Kyrie, so don't get me wrong at all, but I just think that Joe Harris is going to be huge, and I think he could maybe start at their small forward. And like I said before, KD being power forward, he's obviously always been sort of a small forward, but when you look at like the Jason Tatums and stuff who sort of play power forward now in this modern NBA, I just think that KD's going to slip to that 4, which would maybe put Joe Harris at that starting 3 just to really stretch that floor. And also the next player, who's probably the most interesting, Karis LeVert, because he showed some huge upside, so it's going to be interesting to see how he molds in with the other players, the KDs, Kyries, Dinwiddies. We've obviously seen him and Dinwiddie play together, but it's a different story with Kyrie and KD there. So I think he's probably going to be their starting shooting guard. Again, just sort of assuming, and he could be big for them. He's a good defender. He's one of those offensive players who can, you know, shoot, dribble, drive, pass. So he's going to be another big part to their success if they do end up being a very successful team. And obviously now we'll talk about the 2 big dogs, KD and Kyrie. It looks like those 2 are on the same page. I think that was the concern, was is Kyrie going to know he's the second option or whatever, who's going to fight for the last shot, blah, blah, blah. But I think that those 2 are in sync. I think those 2 have clicked together. Obviously, we're going to have to wait and see. I'm just sort of assuming by the preseason and by how they act around each other. But yeah, those 2, man, like that could be the one of the probably definitely a top 3 duo in the league, right? Easy, like no debate. Like I'd say number 1, but you've got LeBron and Davis, so we won't jump the gun there. But yeah, KD and Kyrie. Obviously, it's KD and Kyrie, so those 2 are going to be huge. And as a basketball fan, we've already seen a little glimpse in preseason, but I'm so excited to have those 2 back. And I still wish Klay Thompson wasn't injured, man, because damn, we would have had all the boys back there. Anyway, we'll move on. And yeah, sort of to just ask my question that I proposed at the start, how good could this team be? How far could they go? I do think they're built like a championship team. The East is pretty strong, and it's getting a bit stronger as the years go by because more talent's going over there. Like we've got Westbrook there now, and maybe Harden if he wants to go to the 76ers or if that happens. But yeah, I do think that they're one of the main favorites with Milwaukee in the East. We've obviously still got to respect the Heat and Celtics and stuff like that. But yeah, the Nets could be like the bullies, the bad boys, the sort of villains of the league. And I do think that they're in the conversation for a championship team because they have KD and Kyrie who are already champions and proven themselves. But we're going to have to see. But yeah, that's it for the video. Comment down below what you guys think about the Brooklyn Nets and if you agree with what I've talked about or my takes, or if you disagree, let me know. But yeah, make sure to subscribe as well. We're on the road to 1K, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.